We're trying a new enrichment activity today. I have these cheap plastic promo water bottles, and I drilled holes in them, 1/2 inch size holes. And so I'm going to put hay in there with sunflower seeds, so they'll have to pick out the hay to get to the sunflower seeds and pick the sunflower seeds out. And I'm going to see if I can try to get these little white thingies that pop up out, because they will take them out and chew on them. So anyway, let me do that. Okay, I got all the hay in there, and I was able to get these little tops off fairly easily, so I know they would have been able to. And then what I did is I made sure each hole had a sunflower seed kind of sticking out of it, so that they would know that, hey, there's good stuff in there. Okay, it's time to take them out to them, see what they think. There's Harley with one. Nico is trying to run off with one. And there's Petey down there with the other one. He's taking his up to the tunnel. See how long. Oh, he just lost interest. Oh, might drop down there. Yeah, we'll have to see. I don't know. I don't know if it'll go over or not. Once they realize there's stuff in there, I think it will, but getting them to realize, and Nico's running around the top there on the side of the enclosure with his bottle. There goes Harley. He's going to go get the one that Petey dropped. There's Petey. See if he'll get that one that Harley dropped. I think Nico has realized. Yeah, Nico's realized that he can get stuff out of those holes now. Harley's trying to figure out how to get the lid off. Harley's like, I'm going to work smarter, not harder. How do I get this lid off and get them all out? Oh, goodness. Okay, so another video of our question and answer series. One question I get asked is, do they use tools? And they don't use tools. Old world monkeys, as a general rule, don't use any sort of tools. You'll see that more with New World monkeys, capuchins, spider monkeys. But the Old World monkeys, like the vervets and the macaques, they don't use tools like that. So sometimes it gets a little tricky coming up with Nico's trying to move around with that bottle in his hand. So sometimes it gets a little tricky trying to come up with enrichment activities for them, because they don't use tools. So another question I get asked is, are they noisy? You know, these guys actually are not. They're very quiet monkeys. Again, that's the difference between the New World and the Old World. New World monkeys are noisier. Your capuchins and marmosets, spider monkeys, they're more vocal. You're going to hear them. But the Old World monkeys are really quiet. They just don't make a lot of noises. Now, they'll make noises, they'll make their alarm calls if there's something that they think that, yeah, see, he's chewing on that top. I knew if I didn't take off those little top pop-up thingies that they would have them off in no time. Yeah, see, he would have. But anyway, no, they're not noisy at all. They'll send out their alarm calls if there's something that they think we need to be made aware of. And then they also make little sounds when they're excited. Like Nico kind of rolls his vocal cords when he's excited. Harley does a little grunt when he's excited. And Petey doesn't really do anything when he's excited. I can tell when he's excited. He lip smacks, but he doesn't really, he's not very vocal. Petey's super, super quiet. So they're not overly noisy. Fairly quiet monkeys. I thought maybe for a minute there he realized he could get the stuff out. He's trying to figure out how to get the lid off. Uh-oh, Nico dropped his. Oh, there he goes. He's getting it. Oh, he got it. Yeah, I don't think they've really realized that they can pull that hay out. Harley is determined to figure out how to get the lid off. He's like, I'm just going to get this whole thing off. I tightened them pretty tight, so hopefully they can't get them off. Nico went down there to that one. So another question I get asked is, do they sleep through the night? And they do sleep through the night. Actually, they will go to sleep as soon as the sun goes down, if it's quiet and dark. Of course, you know, when the sun goes down in the wintertime, it's like 6 o'clock at night, and the house is not quiet or dark. But as soon as I turn off the lights or turn off the TV, they'll go straight to sleep. And they sleep through the night. They don't wake up usually unless there's a noise or a thunderstorm or something like that. But yeah, they'll sleep straight through the night. Petey took one way up there. Nico's down there chewing on the lid. Another question I get is, do they take naps? They take naps when they're in the house, like in the wintertime. They'll take a nap in the mornings after they get their first round of vegetables. They'll go into a hammock and take a nap, and Harley started doing that too. They've only been in the house a very few days this summertime. We've only had less than a handful of days where they couldn't come outside because it was thunderstorming. So we've had it pretty good. Most of our rain has come at night. So that's great, because I don't bring them out here if it's thunderstorming. If it's just a little bit of rain and it's not going to rain all day, then I'll bring them out. But if it's thunderstorming, I won't bring them out, because the lightning and thunder scares them. And it's no fun being out here when it's thunderstorming. So, so they don't take naps out here. I have never seen them take a nap outside here. But like I said, when they're inside, they do. I'm about to make it. I'm going to tell you a little secret here. Kind of give you a forewarning here. I'm next week going to be starting on. I'm converting the boys' sunroom to a diaper-free zone. I don't know how it's going to go. We'll have to see, but I think it will go okay. I think I have it all planned out. And it's going to cost a couple $1,000 to get it converted over, but I think it'll be worth it, because they'll be happier. They won't have to wear a diaper during the day in the wintertime, and I will have more time to get stuff done, because a few days ago we did have storms and I had to keep them in the house, and it reminded me why I got nothing done last winter, because it takes about 3 hours out of my day to change diapers. That's about 18 diapers a day that I'm changing, and it takes about 3 hours. So so it'll be nice to not have to change diapers. And I got a high-powered air filtration or air purifier for the sunroom. So I'm going to put it in that little mechanical room that the heater is in. And the sunroom is not connected to the HVAC on the house, so that smell should not come back into the house, because I can close those French doors from the living room. So anyway, we're going to see how it's going to go. Nico just dropped his, and Nico came up on me. Oh, you got a sunflower seed. I can hear it. And Petey is way up there. You see Petey? You see him? Harley's on my shoulder watching Petey through the camera. So another question I get asked is, how long are they outside? Well, okay. Harley's licking on my lips here. Hang on. Thank you. Yes, thank you, baby. I love you. Yes, I do. See if Nico pulls out any of that hay. Nope, just gonna chew on the bottle. So how long do they play outside? Well, they play outside as soon as we wake up in the mornings. I bring them straight outside, and then they're outside until an hour before sunset, because that gives me enough time to get all 3 of them in. I bring them in individually, one at a time, and that gives me a chance to get them all in before it gets completely dark. So, so they're outside all day long. Now, this past week, it has started to not warm up quite as much until around about mid-morning, about 9:30 or so. So I've been putting him in the living room, Nico and Petey in the living room for the first hour or two in the mornings, and then I bring him out here. So I've been asked, who's the alpha between all three of them? Well, right now, Nico's on my shoulder, play biting on my head that he knows he's not supposed to do, little Nico. Nico. Okay, so, oh good grief, I can't get Nico to stop, hang on. There, Harley helped me out. Harley got him off me. Anyway, right now, it appears as though the alpha is Harley. And I think that may change because Nico's still young. And once Nico's full grown, I have a feeling he may end up being the alpha, or they may be fighting it out, because Nico, I tell you what, he is fearless. Yesterday, I brought them out a bamboo stick, each of them, and yeah, see, he's digging it out now. He realizes he can dig out that hay from that bottle. Oh, there goes Harley. Harley's like, "What are you doing?" Oh. You dropped it. I know, I'm sorry. But anyway, I brought out bamboo sticks for him yesterday, and Harley came up and took Nico's out of his hand and ran off with it. Nico chased after him and took it back. And I was like, wow, that's pretty brave. Because Harley is twice Nico's size. And now he realizes he can pull stuff out of there. Okay, so the last thing I want to talk about is, do they bite? They absolutely do bite, and they absolutely will bite me if I'm not careful. So that's why I'm really careful when I interact with them. And it's important to realize that sometimes I have to make changes in order to keep them happy. And that's okay. That's not a bad thing, because it's important that their psychological health is taken into account as well. And so, oh goodness, oh, now you're up on me. Yeah, now he's up on me. So anytime there's a chance that that they would bite, then I make changes so that they don't. And I'm going to give you an example. It's Petey up there. There we go. So when Nico was going through his stomach issues, which we still have not 100% resolved because he still has to be on the Benebac or he throws up. But anyway, when he was in the height of that, and he was in so much pain when his stomach was so upset, he got to a point where he did not want me to suds him up during his bath. I have no idea what his deal was and why all of a sudden it was an issue. But he, hold on here. There's Harley. So anyway, Nico decided that he did not want me sudsing him up during his bath anymore. And I got quite a few bites from it. And this was quite a few months ago. So I had to get creative. I was like, okay, you've got to have a bath. So what I did was I bought a spray bottle that when you turn it upside down, it still sprays. And I put some soap in it, some of the Johnson's baby shampoo that I use from them. A little bit of soap in it, and then filled it up with water. And so I spray him down with suds, and then I can rinse him off. And I've been working with him on it, so I've gotten to the point where he does let me suds up his tail, and he'll let me kind of run my fingers through his hair as I'm rinsing him off. So we're working on it. We're getting there. But you know, that was a compromise that I made to keep him happy and to keep me safe and to still get the results. Uh-oh, he dropped it. to still get the results that I needed, which was for him to take a bath or a shower. So anyway, so that's what I do. If there's a time where they're not happy with something and they're letting me know by biting me, then I will make changes. And here's the thing with bites. As a general rule, they will give they have a little, if you know their body language well enough, like I know them well enough, that usually it's a little head twitch before they even think about biting. And as long as I can catch that head twitch, then I can avoid a bite. But sometimes I don't catch it, and then what happens is I get a warning bite. And a warning bite is they act like they're going to bite down, and they actually put their teeth on me, but they don't actually bite down. That's a warning bite. If I don't heed those warnings, the next thing will be a bite. So I'm just real careful when I interact with them, and I need to keep them psychologically healthy, so I need to keep from stressing them out. It's very important to minimize their stressors with everything, Nico. And so that's what I do. I try to minimize their stressors. I try to keep them happy as I possibly can. Happy little monkeys. Yeah. Nico's up here on me. There Nico. There's that Nico. Yeah, there's that Nico. Petey's taking his up there. So I think this will probably end our sorry, Nico's jumping on me, making me shaky. This will probably end this series of question and answers. I know I didn't answer every single question that I've been asked over the last 5.5 years. That would take a very, very long time. But I tried to pick out some of the ones that I get asked the most, and maybe some of the ones that I felt were kind of important to share with everyone. So, and of course I'll always answer questions in the comments area too, and maybe after a few months I'll do another video where I kind of compile some of the most recent questions. But yep. So, and here in a couple weeks we only have maybe 2 weeks left of playing outside, and then we'll be trying out the new sunroom. So we'll have to see how that's going to go. But I figured, you know, I'll spend an hour every night going in, cleaning it, picking up all the poops, sanitizing it, and even with that hour of doing that, I'm still saving time. So, and they're going to be happier. So I'm kind of excited to see how that's going to go. Yeah, kind of excited to see how that's going to go. Yeah. He's such a good boy. Yes, you are such a good boy. Such a good boy. My Harley. Yep, my Harley.